back to Savidge Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a special cocktail for Valentine's Day. Part of the inspiration for this cocktail actually came from a challenge. There is this incredible community on YouTube of cocktail channels, and there's a few of them, in particular Vino, Rob, and Dave, I'll put links to their channels below, that come up with these challenges every month. Personally, I love it because I love the idea of having one or two elements that you need to build something around, and it very much fits in with my MO of pretty much playing an episode of Chopped in my kitchen. So this cocktail we're gonna call the Coconut Crush. This is extremely tropical in flavor simply because of the coconut, I think. It's pink for Valentine's Day. There's some white chocolate involved just to be decadent. And overall, this is probably one of my favorite cocktails that I've created so far. It's absolutely delicious, which is kind of ironic because I really struggled in coming up with this one. I was like, Valentine's Day, pink, just kind of not my thing. And I think the fact that it was such a struggle really pushed me to come up with something really great. So let's talk about ingredients that you're gonna need for this cocktail. One, pick yourself out some coconut rum. Malibu is probably the ubiquitous, everybody knows coconut rum as Malibu. I actually found this bottle of Shipwrecked at Total Wine, and what a find. I was sort of like browsing the shelves because rum is not my wheelhouse, and the little descriptions on the shelf there labeled this as having a very high rating by wine enthusiasts. And I thought, give it a shot, why not? Oh my God, it's a vacation in a bottle. In fact, let's have a little sample, shall we? Coconut rums in general, I mean, to me, they mean vacation. Like I'm having a pina colada somewhere, there's a beach involved, definitely not answering emails. Oh God, and this, oh my God. If you get nothing else from this video, just go get yourself a bottle of this and you can drink it straight. I don't think I would say that about many other rums, but this is incredible. It is, oh my God. I'd do Valentine's Day all year long with this. It's so good. All right, enough. I could go through the whole bottle. So in addition to a coconut rum, you're going to want an orange liqueur. I am using Cointreau. You could use any triple sec. You could use Grand Marnier, whatever you like. The key here is having an orange liqueur so you get a little bit of a citrus flavor in addition to these coconut flavors. Then moving on to our non-spirit based ingredients, I have some homemade Grenadine. You can buy Grenadine in the store. You've probably seen it. Roses comes in a bottle like this big. It's like atomic pink. And it's really, really sugary. It's really sweet. It's supposed to be sweet. It's a simple syrup. But to me, it doesn't have any flavor resembling pomegranate. And that's actually what Grenadine is. It's a pomegranate syrup. So to make your own, it's super, super easy. Take a cup of pomegranate juice. Make sure it's 100% pomegranate juice. For example, this Pom Wonderful. They also sell like pomegranate juice with blueberry, with raspberry. You want it to just be pomegranate juice. So 1 cup of this, plus 1 cup of sugar, and combine those over a medium heat on your stove. Once the sugar is fully dissolved, you're gonna add 2 more ingredients. The original recipe calls for orange blossom water and pomegranate molasses. I had neither of those things, so we made some substitutions. I actually put in a tablespoon of Cointreau to replace the orange blossom water. The reason I used Cointreau is A, for that orange flavor, but B, the alcohol content in the Cointreau helps to stabilize your simple syrup, so it keeps longer. And then instead of pomegranate molasses, I actually used a balsamic vinegar. The point of the molasses in Grenadine is to give a little bit of tartness and a little bit of kick, so it's not just sugar, sugar, sugar. Using a nice balsamic vinegar in its place worked beautifully. This one's technically lavender flavored, so it added a little bit of an herbal flavor in there. But again, just a tablespoon of this into your mixture and make sure just let it simmer over the stove for a few minutes with all of your ingredients combined. Amazing. If you want me to do a video on this, leave me a comment below. I'm happy to do maybe a little short on this because it really is that simple and short. Okay, moving on from Grenadine, coconut cream. So it's important here to get unsweetened coconut cream. The reason you're seeing it in this mason jar is because coconut cream out of the can tends to separate. The cream literally rises to the top and you're left with kind of a gray water at the bottom. So what I do is I take my can of coconut cream and I actually empty this into a NutriBullet. You could use a blender and whip it up for a few minutes so that the cream turns into a consistent texture all the way through again. Also, if you saw my coconut margarita, I use the same ingredient here. This, to me, this is like for your tropical summer cocktails, best friend. Absolutely love coconut cream. But make sure it's unsweetened. If you get sweetened coconut cream, your drink is going to be very, very sweet. Then we're gonna add just a little bit of fresh lemon juice to our drink. And for a garnish, because it's Valentine's Day and presentation is everything on Valentine's Day, we're going to do a white chocolate rim with some rose petals. So let's get into it. So for this drink, since we're doing a rim that could get a little bit messy, I'm actually gonna do that first. Oftentimes it's a lot easier to garnish your cocktail before you build it, so then you're just pouring in at the end. So in this case, we're gonna take our white chocolate chips and pop them in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Okay, once you grab your white chocolate chips out of the microwave, you're just wanting to take them and stir them up so that they're completely liquid. I don't even like white chocolate, that's delicious. So we're gonna take our glass that we're gonna serve in this case, I'm using a coupe. If you don't have a coupe, you could use a tumbler, wine glass, whatever you want. It's Valentine's Day. Just pick out a glass that's maybe a little bit special, go to town. I wanna rim the edge of this glass, so I'm just gonna twirl this in our warm chocolate. And it's okay if it's a little bit messy, unless you're super OCD, no judgment. There we go. Get nice even coating all the way around the glass. Perfect, and we're gonna let that run down a little bit. And now I'm actually gonna take some of these rose petals, which are edible by the way. I actually went to the store. If you go to like a gourmet grocery store, usually in the produce department where they sell herbs, they usually have little boxes of edible flowers. So that's what these are from. I'm just gonna take a couple of petals and stick them to the side here. The chocolate is gonna act like glue, essentially. How do we feel about that? I think it needs 3. 3 is always good for design. There we go. Okay, very pretty. So I'm gonna use a cobbler shaker. You could use tins. The reason I'm using this is just because it's easy at the end. It's got a built-in strainer. I'm being a little lazy today. Before filling this with ice, we're actually gonna put our ingredients in and do a little bit of a dry shake first. The reason for that is that coconut cream is really, really thick and I wanna make sure that it gets super incorporated into all those other ingredients before we cool our drink down. So let's start with this amazing coconut rum. Seriously, so this is made in St. Kitts, and that's where I would like to be right now. Okay, 2 ounces of coconut rum. God, this one's dangerous. And then we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of Cointreau. Woo. That's also a delightful scent. All right, I might have gone just like a touch heavy on that pour. Nobody needs to know. And then we're also going to do 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Yes, fresh lemon is necessary. And then we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of pomegranate. The reason I'm saving the coconut cream for the end is because it really clings to the jigger and it's messy, so I'm gonna save it to the end. 1/2 ounce of pomegranate juice. And also feel free to change these ratios a little bit. I went with ratios that I find pleasing and gave me the color pink that I wanted for this cocktail. But if you want a cocktail that's a little bit drier, you could back off on the Grenadine. If you want a cocktail that's not as tart, you could back off on the lemon. Although I have to say at this ratio, I find it to be fairly balanced. It's definitely not too sweet, even though it seems like it would be. And it's not too tart. It's just very heavily coconut and delicious. So, speaking of coconut, now 2 ounces of our coconut cream. Yeah, that's just real messy. All right, so we're gonna give this a dry shake first, and then we're gonna add ice. Okay, add some ice. Lid back on there, give it another shake. Valentine's Day. Woo, hands are cold. Okay, so now I think we're actually gonna double strain this one because all of the rigorous shaking, I've definitely got ice particles in here that strainer on top might not capture. So we're actually gonna double strain this drink into our glass. Oh, so pretty. And there we have it, friends. It's our Valentine's Day Coconut Crush. Happy Valentine's Day. Cheers, friends. Oh my God. I immediately want another one.